Hey guys, Hackexploit here, back again with another video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to perform a DOS attack, or in some cases a DDoS attack, or a distributed denial of service attack, using Xerxes, one of the most powerful tools in this category for performing denial of service with Xerxes. It really is very simple, and because of this I just want to throw out a bit of caution. I just want to say that this tool is very powerful if used in the right way. Now again, this is going to it brings me to the question of whether you're going to use this for ethical or malicious purposes. And again, I'm not going to be held responsible for any malpractice that you do with this tool. My job is to show you how to install it, how to get it working, and how to use it. How you use it is up to you. And again, I'm going to say this, that I'm not going to be held responsible. Just do it in a, in your own environment. Just use it for testing. Again, you can perform these attacks if you have permission from the owner of the website, you have written permission, or you're performing a penetration test, things like that. So, having given you that disclaimer, let's get started. So I have the GitHub repository open up already. The link will be in the description section. Don't worry about that. So what you want to do is just go and you can just clone the repository. So I'm just going to copy that, or you can download the zipped folder. The process is essentially the same, just that with GitHub, it allows you to clone it wherever you want and extracts it for you. So I'm going to zoom in right here, and so we can actually get a good picture. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to my desktop, because that is where the recommended location is for this script. So CD desktop. All right, I'm just going to move to my desktop, and in my desktop I just want to clone the repository. So git clone, and I'm going to paste the link in there, and I'm just going to hit enter. So it's going to start cloning it, and there we are, it's done. Shouldn't take too much time. The file is relatively small in size. So I'm going to change my directory into the Xerxes folder, and this is where a lot of people get issues. Why do they get issues? It's because they try and execute the Xerxes.c file, and that is completely wrong, because as I said, there is a README file. Please take time to read the documentation. It really does make a difference. So let's try and read it together. All right, so I'm just going to print it out. Oops, README, not the Xerxes file. I almost made that same mistake. So readme. Alright, so it says Xerxes is the most powerful DOS tool. Download the file Xerxes.c to your desktop. Obviously it's programmed in the programming language of C. Open the terminal and type these commands. CD desktop, again we're using the GNU compiler. So essentially this command right here is going to compile the C file into an executable. Alright, so then we can, as you can see, it tells you here the usage is Xerxes, with the website or the target IP and the port. All right. The port 80 obviously is referring to the port, the TCP port, where all communication is going through. So again, that is pretty self-explanatory. So again, if we open up the Xerxes folder and we check out the Xerxes.c with something like the Plume editor, or you can use Genie, as you can see, it's using the C programming language, and we have to compile it. So let's do that right now. All right, so it's telling us to use the command gcc. All right, so let's do that right now. So GNU compiler, GNU compiler Xerxes.c with the output into Xerxes. All right, so we're just making an executable. So if we hit enter, it's going to create our executable for us. There we are. If I list it, it's just going to be called Xerxes. All right, so let me clear this up. Now, you might be asking yourself, what target are we going to try and attack? Well, again, as I've said, I really encourage you, when you're trying to learn these things, is to run it in your own environment where you control everything. And one of the best ways is to use, you can try it on virtual machines, on your Windows device, or on an IP that you want to test. Now, in my case, I'm going to be using a virtual machine for Metasploitable 2. Right, so what I'm going to do, I have it running in a virtual machine, and let me just get my ifconfig back up. As you can see, I have the IP address here for the Metasploitable 2 virtual machine. We have the 192.168.2.130. Alright, so that's the IP address for the Metasploitable machine. Now we do know that Metasploitable has a web server. It's running some files on it. So let's try and access that right now. Let me just bring up ParaTOS back again here. And if I move to my web browser, let's try and access it. Alright, so 192.168.2.130, that's where it is. So if I open it, as you can see, we have the web server running a few vulnerable frameworks, like we have the phpMyAdmin, which is not really vulnerable. It's there for testing. We have the Motillidae, damn vulnerable web application, which we will be looking at. By the way, most of you guys have been requesting, literally begging for MySQL tutorials. So we'll actually, or SQL injection attacks tutorials. So we'll be looking into that in other videos. But the bottom line is we do have the web server running. So let's try and actually attack this and see what happens. All right, so let's execute it. So Xerxes, and then it said that we specify the IP or the target. So 192.168.2.130 with the port 80 used for TCP connections. And once I hit enter, it's going to start sending the volleys, which are simply attack vectors. Let's see if we can get access to the web server. And what do we have here? Well, it looks like we can't get access. And as you can see, as simple as that, you're able to perform, in this case, a denial of service attack. It could be to any target on your local network, or if you're trying to attack a target, anywhere around the world, whether it be a website or an IP address. You can see that it does work with great efficiency. And it's just amazing to see that such a simple tool, very, very easy to install and to configure, can perform this attack, this effectively. So as you can see, it's just going to keep on sending requests in terms of volleys, and yeah, until you stop it, which is when you can get access to your web server. So let's try and stop it. And I'm going to try and reload it, and immediately we get access. Now I know if I run this again, it's probably not going to work because the requests have already been sent. Let's try and see if it's not going to work now. That's usually an issue. So what you have to do is run the script again. But again, you can try and target even a website. Again, I would recommend that you don't do it to a website that you don't have permission to. And that's pretty much it. That's how to use Xerxes. You can use any target that you want. Again, I'm not going to be held responsible if you try and attack a website, that you're not allowed to. And, the funny thing is many websites nowadays still don't have DDoS or denial of service protection, which is just amazing to see because, with a tool like this and a botnet, you can really do some serious damage. I mean, most of the big websites nowadays can handle a lot of traffic, and performing an attack from one computer or one client is not going to be enough. But for many of these smaller websites, individual blogs or hospital websites or stuff like that are really not very important. You can actually bring it down, which is incredible. But again, this is all about learning. We're learning a lot of these new things and how they work. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. Or if you have any personal questions, hit me up on my social networks or hit me up on Kick. If you found value in this video, please leave a like down below. If you want the latest hacking news and resources, check out my website. By the way, guys, I'm going to be having a Q&A section or a Q&A video every weekend, probably on Fridays and Saturdays, where you guys should be posting your questions on my website, Hackersploit or hsploit.com. There is an ask question section where you can post your question, and I'll be answering all your questions in the Q&A video. So make sure you post your question there every week, and the best questions will be chosen to be answered. Awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys found value in this video, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Peace.